I'm here in Mondello Park Racing Circuit in Kildare because I want to put right or wrong. Last February we took part in the Mazda MX-5 Open race in Italy and we were soundly beaten by what can only be described as teams of ringers. This year we mean business.
The event was conceived to celebrate the 20th anniversary of the MX-5, so we decided to bring 30 cars, MX-5s from all around Europe to compete against each other. All the cars were race prepared, they were stripped out, FIA roll cages were put in there, race steering wheels, etc. And we decided to pitch countries against each other. So it was great fun. We had Team Ireland and we had 5 competitors. I was the team manager. When we arrived for the 2 days, it was lashing rain, unfortunately. So we did 1 day of practice and then we got stuck in the next day for the 4-hour endurance race. I must say our team did very well considering. We must say we were up against a few ringers, a few ex-touring car drivers and GT3 drivers. So we acquitted ourselves very well considering. As you know, there's mixed abilities in the team, but I think everyone coped and you could see everyone improve their lap times over the course of the 4-hour endurance race.
Right, let's be honest, we were okay, but we weren't brilliant. We need to improve, so that's why we're here at Mondello. What do you think are the areas that we could improve on this year, and why are we down here at Mondello to do that? I
think the areas we can improve on is to exploit the car's handling. And the MX-5 is legendary and known for its amazing handling. And I think if we attack the corners at more speed and really drive the car on the edge, I think we'll see our track times come down. I think practice like today will be the key to success next year.
Tell us a little bit about the car itself. It's pretty similar to a production car, isn't it?
It has a 2-litre 163 brake engine. It has a 6-speed gearbox. They're all stock. What we've done is we've taken out excess weight. For example, we've put in carbon fibre racing seats. We have an FIA approved roll bar. We have racing alloy wheels attached to it so we can run slicks or wets depending on the weather. And we've also put in racing suspension, which we can adjust, which we did during the race last February. Paddy, you were out racing on track. What was it like?
Do you know what, Richard? It was kind of an overwhelming experience. I've driven lots of cars over the years in country roads, sweeping mountain passes, but I've never raced before. And I think it was something that, for us, all of us were novices in that field, and to get into the car and drive in that competitive environment is really unusual. It's I keep saying it's an overwhelming experience, but that's really what it is. And I think it's something that none of us really knew what to expect, what it was going to be like, but once we did it, we were hooked. But this time around, this is something that I want to do differently. This is something that I want to be prepared for, and this is why we're down here in Mondello. We've got the car, we've got Molly back, which is the nickname that we had for the car, and it's great to see it again. But this time around, I want to talk to the experts and get some tips and really get a sense of where I can improve, where we can all improve. So if the event happens again, we don't even know whether it's confirmed again, but I certainly hope it is. And the next time around, we will be ready. And this is the aim of today, I think.
And describe what was it like driving the MX-5?
Well, the MX-5 is a joy to drive. I mean, from the first generation one back in 88, 89, it broke the mold. And what I like about Mazda is that they've never really tinkered with the car too much. They've always just slightly improved it. And then to make a race version of that, was always going to be great to drive. It just shows how good the original car is, that they don't have to do too much to it in order to make it a fantastic race car. And that's exactly what Molly is here. She's wonderful. And for anyone getting in, being the novice amongst us and to the experts, they all agree that the car was absolutely fantastic. So a real joy to drive.
Today when we go on circuit, we're going to go through, demonstrate a few things with regards to the racing line. Okay? We want you to be smooth and consistent. These are some of the key features for being a racing driver. If you ever see the in-car footage, they don't see them all flustered and going for the gears and turning the wheel really quick. It's all smooth and relaxed, and the key to that is it actually gives you speed. So when we come up to the corner, certainly for turn 1, for the start of your lap, we want to brake early. When we brake, the transition from braking to cornering is really important. When you turn in, you want to be on the power. So we're positive and gradually increase that. So when we hit the corner, then you can put the down on full. It's not a case of turning in full throttle and then back off because you've given it too much power. It's a lot of common mistakes people make. They treat the throttle like a switch, that it's either on or it's off, but it's not. It's incremental steps. So when we turn in, we're a little bit of throttle gradually increasing, so at the exit of the corner, then we're on full throttle. It's important to use the full width of the track. You'll notice as we go around, there's a white line either side of the track. Use the full width, so we literally would drive from white line to white line on the racing line. So as we exit the corner to move it in a position for the following corner, the racing line will bring us across the track from one side to another. Circuit here today we're on is the national circuit in Mondello. So it's 1.16 mile and it's right hand in. What that means, the majority of the corners are right hand corners. It runs in a clockwise direction. So we'll go through it out there in the car, on the cornering. We're not worried about the speed. Key is get your corners. Once you've got your turn-in points, we can work on the speed, and it's just a case of gradually building up that we brake a little bit later, turn in that little bit quicker and build up. But the key is to be smooth and consistent. Have a bit of mechanical sympathy. You're driving many years, so I'm sure you'll be very good and smooth in the car. And once we get the line, we can build up on the speed. It won't be an issue.
I'm just here with Ian Beattie, who's going to give me a guided tour of Mondello Circuit and really give me some top tips about how we can improve for next year. It was clear from a few laps of the circuit that there were improvements needed. While my driving wasn't especially bad, I wasn't really adopting the best line, so crucial in gaining time and places in a race situation. Ian patiently took me around the circuit, lap after lap, and drilled into me how to take the best line. When we got back, I asked him if I had started to show any signs of improvement. Right, Ian, we've been out in the circuit and you've braved a couple of laps with me. First of all, have I improved and what did I learn today?
Yes. You'd improved considerably well. Now, you weren't anyway bad to start off with. I was impressed. You were nice and smooth, which was nice. It's key to being quick on the circuit. Is, as I said earlier on, is being smooth. And you were straight away. Your line just needed work and improvement. And we did that. Initially, it was one or two corners in particular, turn 3 and turn 4, where you were struggling with getting the line correct. But I think you found yourself, as you adjusted the turn-in points, you could feel the difference in the line, and it actually improved by turning in at the correct point. You were quicker through the corner and quicker on the exit speed. I don't know how you felt yourself, but it certainly felt good from my side of the car.
You were walking back in, you discussed something to me which I'd heard of before. It was one of those fabled techniques called heel and toe. Can you explain that and what's the purpose?
Yeah, sure. What heel and toe will do, it matches the revs of the car to the speed. So when we're braking, if you're not heel and toe and we're coming from speed down in a short space of time, what's happening is you're braking hard, you're changing gears, and without heel tone, when you let up the clutch, the revs aren't matching the engines. What will happen is it's starting to lock the rear wheels, being a rear wheel drive car in the MX-5. So you could feel it twitch a little bit, it moves on the back and makes a little squeak, and that was okay, we weren't going too hard, but as we increase the speeds, that effect will increase a little bit more, and especially in the wet, what can happen is it can lock the rear wheels slightly, which it can cause the car to go out of line and hence go into spin. So what we do is by a heel toe is it just balances the revs to match the speed in the gears. So we break down. It's more like the side of your foot. We just give it a little blip of the throttle as we're changing gears. So we go down the clutch, down a gear, blip the throttle, and come up at the same time. So it's a little technique that we'll work on, and it's not too difficult. It just takes a bit of practice. We can do it really, really slow speed and just practice it more and more again.